Yeah, I think I've always liked making stuff. Like when I was a kid, I used to like make all sorts of random things out of like paper and cardboard, and yeah, like just be able to create something out of nothing is the coolest thing, I think. My name's Hugh Lake. I'm a producer originally from Melbourne, currently residing in Sydney. Yeah, that's me. I use a lot of analog replication stuff within Ableton that's modeled off a lot of this stuff, so some of it's quite familiar to me, but you know, the analog sound it's that warmth, like it's different. So I'm really excited to see how it's going to translate into that world and what that brings to like my production, and yeah.
This here is the Vermona DRM1 MKIII, and basically this is more like a playable 808 drum machine. The 808, although it's a legendary sound, it's not like a playable instrument in that you can kind of trigger and fire off all the different drums. You have to sort of program it and set it in motion. Whereas this guy here, each of these rows is a different drum sound with different knobs to control the quality of the sound. And so you can really play this like as an instrument. So the artist can really tweak and refine the sound by turning these different dials to get different sounds and to kind of, I guess, make the entire drum sound sort of come alive through interacting with it in this way. So it has a great sort of vintage sound, but it's actually like a pretty recent machine, and it's very popular here at Mess. Like a lot of people love to come in and use the DRM1.
That sounded promising.
Sounded promising. And you said MIDI out's the best way, yeah? So how many, I got kick, drum, multi, snare, so what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The way that it works with the Vermona is that it has to receive note data, and that's how we sequence it. So now if you send that, let's see if we get a trigger, hopefully. Kick.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So would that be channel 2 then?
It'll just all be on channel 1. So you've got all this control through here, so you've got how long your sound exists, so that's your decay. So you can make it quite like tight, or you can have...
Dude.
So it's pretty cool.
It took me until I was about 18 to get into music. I was always sort of way more into sports and all of that at school, and then finished high school, started going out clubbing and stuff, and saw the DJs and kind of thought I could do better. So went out and bought some DJ decks and taught myself. I've always had like little fascinations with things. Like growing up, like I'd get obsessed with something for 2 weeks and then get over it. But music just seemed to like, just every day I kept doing it for like a couple of years and haven't really looked back. I played guitar lessons growing up and did piano lessons. It didn't really gel. Like it was sort of like I'm replaying a scale or I'm playing someone else's song on a guitar tab, but I for some reason didn't realize I could just create my own stuff, which was like the missing link. So when I got Ableton, it was like a video game to me. I was like unlimited possibilities, and I could like make what was up here into something, and it's addicting. I think with me, it's usually like I'll pull up a new synth that I've never used before and just start fiddling around with stuff on the computer, and it's a lot of trial and error, you know, like just, just playing with things until something sounds good, and then you find something cool, and then it's like, all right, cool, here's the main idea, and build some drums around it and structure it out and make it a full track. I grew up listening to a lot of rock stuff, a lot of like Nirvana and grunge stuff, and then kind of fell in love with hip hop when I was probably like 14, 15, and I was a bit of a skate park rat around that time. So I was running around skate parks, riding BMX and blasting hilltop hoods. When I started DJing, it got more into the electronic side. So, you know, guys like K Tronada, Duke Dumont, all that kind of like deep to the house, but funky and disco as well. So there's a lot of influences, and then also the people I work with. Like I work with so many different artists. I've done hip hop stuff in the past, I've done electronic stuff, and now doing a lot of R&B stuff. I get inspired by the people I work with a lot.
sometimes talk about these synths as being like, I don't know, like you get on a random flight and travel somewhere and then get off the plane and walk off the plane and just start walking off to the horizon, like go off on a little adventure into some new territory or some new landscape. And each of these machines is like a little doorway into some new sound place, some new sound landscape. Yeah, and that's what's so cool about it. It's just like going off on that adventure, like going to explore, you know. I think the thing is just make sure you hit record before you go on a walk, because, you know, you never know what treasures you're going to find out there in the sound forest, you know.
That was heaps of fun, yeah. Do I have to leave?
Yeah.
Can I play with all these things?